and welcome to the Homemade Podcast Sports. This is your host, JayPops. And welcome back to the Homemade Podcast Sports with the host JayPops. Guys, today's date is November 6, 2020. This is a beautiful Friday evening. As you all can see, it is starting to get pretty late out here in the great city of Houston, Texas. I am coming to you guys late. I apologize for not putting the video out there on yesterday. I was super busy, but I would not forget to put out one today. And this was the one that I was going to put out yesterday. This was the topic that I was going to speak on yesterday. It was going to be that Texas A&M defense against that South Carolina offense. Once again, my apologies to you guys for not making that video on yesterday. I just got caught up with a whole lot of things, and by the time I knew it, it was time for me to go to work. So that just proves to you guys that I'm a regular individual just like you all, you know? So today, though, we will get into this. Oh, yes, we will. We will get into some Texas A&M football once again, and we will be talking about that defense against that South Carolina offense. Also, once again, like I told you guys before, please start laying your predictions. It is the day before, people. It is a Friday. This is still hashtag BTHO Gamecocks, okay? This is still hashtag BTHO Gamecocks, all right? So please keep that in mind. South Carolina fans, if you're listening, come on to the podcast. Please tell a friend and tell another friend. That is what I keep on trying to reiterate. Let me not say trying. That is what I continue to reiterate. Tell a friend and tell another friend. Continue to do that. Because why? Because we're going to make this thing go global, okay? So, like I say, this is a Friday evening. Everyone is going to start, going on about their Friday nights. Of course, Friday nights aren't the same all around the country, and I understand that. It is not the same anymore. I'm just like you guys. I wish it could go back to the regular Friday nights, but unfortunately, we're dealing with a COVID-19, people. Also, this was National Election Week. So if you guys went out and voted, hey, man, big ups and kudos to you. This is not a political podcast, so we're not going to get into that. But just big ups to you guys, all right? Anywho, let's go ahead and get on into it. Let's jump into it. This is a jam-packed episode that we have tonight, and a pretty good episode that we have tonight, okay? Once again, we'll be talking about that Texas A&M defense against that South Carolina offense. And this is why I'm going to get to, the summary report. But this is why I picked A&M to win outright 41-10. Lay your predictions now. Please do so. Let's get on into it. So, the defense versus the offense, people. The number 46 defense against the number 74 offense. Okay? So, let's go ahead and break this down. First down defense. A&M is 63rd in the country. South Carolina is 58. First downs converted. Okay? Third downs. A&M is 79th on third down defense. South Carolina is 59th on third downs converted. Once again, this is an issue that we know that we have to fix in this A&M program. Please believe that we have not forgotten that. This is an issue that's been long going, and we have yet to fix it. Please believe that we're building a culture to fix those things, okay? Just continue to watch the improvements week in, week out. Fourth downs. A&M is 93rd on fourth down defense. South Carolina is 22nd on fourth downs converted. Which is pretty good. Which is pretty damn good. Passing yards. A&M is 87th in passing yards allowed, which is horrible as hell. I knew it. That's horrible as hell. Yeah, us A&M fans know that we have to fix these issues. If you're an A&M fan out there, and you've been one for a long time, ever since we've been in the SEC, trust me, you guys know what's what. You guys know it. This is an issue that Mike Elko has been trying to fix time in and time out. Another thing is, with that pass defense looking like that, if you guys ever want to know, this is why a lot of high-rated guys just may not be looking at A&M like the way they're looking at the Alabama and the Georgia and the Clemsons, the Ohio States, things like of that nature. This is why. It's because we're 87 in passing yards allowed. So in their mind, they're like, well, hell, y'all can't even much stop a pass from coming through there. Once again, these are issues that Mike Elko knows that he has to fix. But it has to start with recruiting people. It starts somewhere. Jalen Jones is that secret weapon to fixing that defense to the way that Mike Elko wants it to be. Also, Leon O'Neal, which is a guy that a lot of us like, but then again, a smaller portion of us don't. A smaller portion of the A&M fan base do not. You know what I mean? Because they just feel like he gets penalized and everything and et cetera, et cetera. But I'm here to tell you guys right now, Leon O'Neal has been there ever since Mike Elko has been there, okay? Pay attention to that. And if you guys did not know that, please go back and do your research. Another one, Eric Young, he's starting to come in, people. Let him work. Let him build this. Let him build this culture. Let him build this reputation, okay? Let's keep on going. A&M is 100 in passing defense efficiency. Have you guys ever text back with that shaking my head emoji? I just want you guys to vision that and put that into you guys' head right now. Because that's how the way my face looks. If you guys did not know. That is the way my face look right now. That shaking my head emoji. We're going to keep on moving though. A&M is 49th with interceptions. All right, let's move along. South Carolina is 73rd in passing offense. South Carolina in passing efficiency is 71st, which still ain't good. 73rd in passing offense, 71st in passing efficiency. Ain't good at all. This is another reason why I'm picking the score to be 41-10. Okay, let's keep moving. South Carolina in passing yards per completion is 78. South Carolina on passes being intercepted is 22nd. Okay? Just let that sink into you guys' head. Although they aren't that good passing the ball, they don't turn over the ball a lot neither. So if A&M can get in there with that defense and kind of, just shuffle things around and make the quarterback over there for South Carolina just consistently make bad throws, then we may be in for a darn good ball game defensively. So just keep that into you guys' head. Although we're not that good in the pass, hell, we know this shit already. We still just may show up and show out. And in my mind, I believe they will show up and show out. This is going to be a make a statement game for the defense once again. I know you guys are tired of me talking about that, but this is a make a statement game for the defense once again, okay? This is a make a statement game. Anywho, let's move along. Rushing the ball. Let's get to a good one here. Rushing defense, A&M is 18. All right, we were up there a little higher before the Arkansas game, but because of how the way Arkansas was kind of able to run the ball, mainly like in the last portion of the game. That's the reason to why we're now at 18. But that's still pretty darn good for that Texas A&M defensive program. Tackles for loss, A&M is 54th. We need to clean that up. We need to clean that up defensively. We need to get a little bit better right there on that side of the ball in tackles for loss. By all means. We need to start creeping up on some people and just knocking them off the line of scrimmage. Now, don't get me wrong, A&M has been doing it. They've been knocking guys off the line of scrimmage, which is darn good, okay? but we just need to do a cleaner, more better job at just moving those guys around, knocking them off the ball here and there and here, getting some linebackers to come on in, getting some DBs to come off their heels, start making tackles and things like that, you know. But you guys get the point. If you guys love defense, then you guys know what I'm talking about. Nowadays, though, it's pretty hard to catch these guys because these guys are fast. But then again, nowadays, the linebackers and the defensive backs and hell, even the defensive ends are even quicker. Okay? So keep that in mind. But once again, too, though, you know, this Texas A&M program has depth. They have a whole lot of depth. So continue to see guys rotate in and out. In and out. Okay? Continue. Sacks, A&M is 37 with team sacks overall. South Carolina is 99th in the country in sacks allowed with 16 in only 5 games. I want you guys to let that sink in. To the A&M fans, I want you guys to let that sink in. To the South Carolina fans, I want you guys to come to this podcast and tell me if I'm lying or not. Please do so. Drop your comments. Let me know if I'm sending out false statements right there. I seen the LSU in the South Carolina game. LSU got in there so much that quarterback, as soon as he stepped back, that LSU defense was right there to make a statement. That is the type of defense that I'm looking for A&M to come in and have. In this game alone, I'm looking for A&M to at least have 3 at the minimum. And 3 critical sacks at the minimum. Well above average, they can maybe have 6 or 7. If they have 6 or 7, it's going to be a blowout game. Mark my words on that. This is going to be a blowout game. If A&M creeps up and have about 6 or 7 sacks alone, this is going to be a blowout game. Mark my words. Let's keep moving. South Carolina is also 81st in lost yards allowed. And lost yards allowed. See, understand this. This is the reason why I am no believer in Will Muschamp, people. Now, he may be a good coach defensively, man. Don't you get me wrong on that. You know, and I can't take nothing away from the man because he's won him a national title as a defensive assistant for Nick Saban back at LSU. So I won't take anything away from him on that. But I will say this. That guy is not a good head coach, and he has never been a good head coach. That guy took a Florida program that was at the top of their mountain and brought that program all the way down. And if there's any Florida fans out there that's watching this podcast and listening to this podcast right now, I want you guys to comment on that. And you guys let me know if I'm, once again, telling a false statement or not. Because that guy was not good at Florida, man. He was not. He was not. And that Florida team was like the number 3 program. Yeah, the number 3 program in the country. And he literally took that Florida program and made them look like the 21st team in the country. Or he made them look like they were nowhere near a top 5 team, man. So, once again, like I say, man, if you guys feel any way differently, then you guys come and talk to me. I know it's a lot of South Carolina fans already want him gone. They felt like he should have been gone a long time ago. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is on that. Anyways, let's keep moving along. Red zone. A&M on red zone defense is 93rd. Once again, that shaking my head emoji. you know, you text on your phone, you shaking my head, and that little face comes up, and it does that there. That is how my face is still looking at the moment. Shaking my head. Wow. 93rd? Wow. Guys, come on, man. Fix that shit already. Anywho, let's keep moving on. South Carolina is 70th in offense. So that's another that's shaking my head emoji. They aren't that good on offense in the red zone either. Anywho, let's keep moving along. Turnovers. A&M is 60th in the country with turnovers gained. South Carolina is 46 with turnovers lost. Okay? That's not good. That's not good at all. We aren't numbered 14 spots behind them, which in my mind, we can force a lot of turnovers in this ball game. And I know so. I know so for a fact. Penalties, and this is something that guys don't talk about as much. Penalties, A&M is 69th in penalties per game. All right. South Carolina is 28 in penalties per game, which is good. So that lets you know that although Will Muschamp is not a good head coach, people, he keeps that team out of the penalty box more than anything. Okay, he keeps them out of that penalty box, which is pretty good. So our thing about A&M with the penalties and things like that is the simple fact that we get penalized a lot because of the offensive line play, because of false start, things of that nature. Just little small mental errors, small mental errors. That's nothing that I haven't really been concerned about because I know those guys will get it fixed, and I know Jimbo Fisher will stay on his staff to get those things fixed heavily. Okay, so anywho, time of possession, South Carolina is 39. 39. All right, so I want you guys to let that sink in as well. So that is all that I have on this latest edition of the Homemade Podcast Sports. And once again, people, the show is sponsored by Dopeness Styles and King's Beard Grooming Company. Once again, the show is sponsored by Dopeness Style and King's Beards Grooming Company. I will say this though, for the running back over there of South Carolina, young man, we are watching you. To Shy Smith over there for South Carolina, which is one of my favorite little athletic guys over there for that program. We're watching you. But by all means, man, we will get out there and we will defend you. Also, J.C. Horn over there, the defensive back, young man, we're watching you as well. Trust me. Kellen Mond has done his research in as well as those receivers that we have. Another guy, and it was one of the guys that commented on the last podcast that I put out. He was like, man, you talk about this guy all the time. And his name is, let me go to how the way you pronounce it. Because you pronounce that name a certain way. And that guy always says that. And let me go to it. And his name is Rich Ian. This is Rich Ian. Rich Ian, if you're listening, I'm shouting you out, man. Okay, Rich Ian. And he said this here. Good stuff, man. You mentioned him quite a bit. So, FYI, Devin Anunche. That's how I'm the before now. Devin Anunche is pronounced Devon Archain. So, once again, okay, I've cleared it up. His name is pronounced Devon Archain. All right, once again, Devon Archain. That guy is so electric, and I will continue to mention him as well as the Mon Demons. All right, I will continue to mention those two guys specifically because those two guys there are game changers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't need to mention Haynes King. I don't need to mention Haynes King because you guys already know what with Haynes King, okay? So I don't need to mention Haynes King. Haynes King is going to be his own person as well as the Mon Demons in Devon Unchained. They're both going to be their own people, okay? So I don't need to mention those guys. Another one, man, that I continue to I had continued to forget about was Dylan Wright. I will not continue to forget about him any longer. Dylan Wright. Moose Muhammad, you guys know about these guys, man. This is just the wide receiver core. The running back core is so solid that it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That, once again, that running back core is so solid to where it's ridiculous, okay? So we need to move on to the defensive side, and we need to now get those guys fixed, okay? Jalen Jones is going to be the difference maker in years to come, okay? He's going to be a difference maker in years to come. Eric Young is going to be a difference maker in years to come. DeMarvin Leal is going to be a difference maker already. He's one of the difference makers already. Okay. Another guy that haven't touched that field is Fidel Diggs. These guys are going to be all difference makers. Okay. Another guy who we are going to get. And I'm going to put his name out there, and you guys should know him. Elijah Judy. He was the decommitment from Georgia. I believe it was about like a month ago. But once that guy commits to Texas A&M, he is going to be the ultimate difference maker. Okay, so I want you guys to let that sink in. I want you guys to think about that. Once again, man, please leave you guys reviews and ratings. Please leave some 5 stars. Let me know what you guys think about the show and things like that. Once again, please leave your predictions at the bottom. And on this weekend, I will be getting in contact with one of you guys so we can do this overreaction on Sunday. Okay. Once again, the game time for tomorrow is at 6 p.m. on ESPN. It is not going to be on SEC Network. Once again, it's going to be at 6 p.m. on ESPN. Yes, we have another night game, but this time we go over there to South Carolina and play with those guys over there, okay? So once again, guys, thank you all for tuning in to the show. Yes, this is a late night. This is the late night edition. This is what we're going to get, the late night edition of the hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. I thank you guys for tuning in. This is your host, JayPops. Please, guys, follow me on Facebook at JayPops. Also, follow me on Instagram at JayPops2020 and also on Twitter at JayPops05. I thank you guys once again. I thank you. I could not thank you guys enough because you guys have been supporting me for the longest. Once again, it's the Homemade Podcast Sports, hashtag GigaMag. And thank you guys for tuning in to the hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Please, guys, subscribe to the YouTube page and also follow me on Twitter at JayPops, on Instagram at JayPops, and also on Facebook at hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Thank you guys once again, hashtag GigaMag.